Welcome everyone to the PJ's Cast. I'm your host Pierre'd, joined alongside of my good pal Schmitty, live from Montreal at our Airbnb. So it's been a crazy couple days here in Montreal. Whether it's been just the trades that have happened in the NHL, the draft itself, and us just going around Montreal in the city. Rogers is down like nationwide right now, so no services are working. So that's fun, but yeah. My trip is early tomorrow morning. Your trip is tomorrow morning as well, but later on in the day. So yeah, we're gonna pump up this podcast and maybe watch a movie. I don't know. We'll see how far this goes, and that'll pretty much wrap it up for Montreal. But I think you share the same sentiments with me when I say that Montreal's been a fucking blast. And like this is my first time ever going on an airplane before, so and going somewhere new. So it's nice going somewhere different, like not so different that like you're going across the seas to Europe, but like it's nice being in Montreal, like where things are different, the culture's different, but it's so cool. Like we went to shout out to Dunn's, which is a great place. They had great poutine, which we couldn't finish because it was so good, but like it was so much, it was incredibly filling. Like we needed to go there on empty stomachs. Like I remember the day we landed, we like pretty much didn't eat the whole day. I feel like if we went there that day, we would have been fine, but no, I think right after we interviewed Emily Kaplan, I think we ate before that, and we couldn't finish the whole thing, but it was so good. Shout out to Dunn's. Like I was impressed by how like the waitress we had, she was able to transition between like English and French speaking so like seamlessly. It's just so freaking awesome. Nothing but love and respect for Montreal, even though like none of the cash like paying methods are working right now, but that's like a whole Rogers thing. So I don't think that's that's not like the city of Montreal, but anyways, I want to hear your thoughts.
It's been a great trip. I mean, we've gotten to see a couple sites. The city's great. The architecture in the city's beautiful. Definitely the transportation here is kind of crazy. There's a lot more traffic in Montreal than I thought there would be initially.
Oh yeah, the drivers are crazy. Like
they're like Chicago taxi driver level. Like, but
a lot of bumper to
the
bumper.
roads are not like Chicago. They're very narrow.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not driving here.
Oh yeah, me too. We spent a lot of money on Ubers, but then and I'm like, maybe I should have gone in the car. But then as soon as I got into the Uber at the airport, I'm like, thank God I'm not driving because holy, like very bumper to bumper. Like I thought Edmonton was bad. At Quebec or Montreal in particular, I don't know about the rest of Quebec or this side of the country. I don't know. Again, I haven't really flown anywhere, but like it's definitely better, like worse than Alberta. Like the streets are very narrow. But anyways, I don't want to complain about Montreal. It's just been such a blast. And yeah, hopefully wherever the draft is going to be next year, I think Manneq Kaplan said there's like a 98% chance it's going to be the US. I hope we'll be there wherever that may be. So, yeah, Montreal, great city. No complaints about it. But, I mean, I feel like if you complain about the traffic, you can do that in like literally any city. So, so let's get this out of the way. The Chicago Blackhawks traded Alex DeBrincat for a 7th overall pick, 39th overall pick, and a 2024 third-round pick. I remember last year, the Seth Jones trade was made. We made the arguments like unless you're getting him for cheap, don't trade him or trade for him, and they gave up all that shit for him. A year later, we've said if you're going to trade DeBrincat, make sure you get a Kings transfer for him. They didn't. I don't want to go through this again trying to rationalize the trade. It was a bad trade.
I'm not rationalizing.
No,
I refuse to. I'm just like Pierce. Like, we watched the boys' finale last night, and there's that scene where it's like, I know every neuron in your body is trying to tell you, I told you so. I fucking told you so.
Fucking told you so.
He got way too knee-jerk. Like, I'm not going to knock Kyle Davidson for the day. There was enough good to even out at the end of the day.
Yeah, he gets a pass for me.
Holy shit, you dropped the ball on your biggest move so far. And for a guy who said he was going to stick to his guns in the rebuild, said he was going to stick to his guns on his talent, wasn't going to knee-jerk a decision, this decision seemed pretty knee-jerky. He went from wanting multiple assets to the report being they wanted a first-round pick going into Friday or Thursday. And he got what he wanted, I guess, but holy shit, that is not enough for a 40-goal scorer that could be the captain of your team for the next 8 years. Holy shit. And, like, it sounds like Ottawa wasn't even, like, one of the main dudes in on him for the longest time. Like, they're not even talking extension with him. Not good. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I know why they did it. It's not like the amount of copium you have to take to fucking say, oh, they did this just to get Taves and Kane to leave. Dude, that's the worst fucking way to go about this. I will not let anyone tell me that otherwise. This team was 6th last in the league last year with everyone. Fucking everyone. They could have finished bottom 3 if they just didn't have a goalie
If not for
last year.
Fleury, yeah.
I don't see the idea of tearing it. Like, I have preached on this show for months.
You can't
Do
go
not
scorched
go scorched earth. What did they do? They go scorched fucking earth. Because not only did they trade Alex DeBrincat, they traded Kirby Doc in a 3-team trade for the 13th overall pick at the draft, which is a better, like, we talked about it before. Like, if they're going to trade Doc, it's better be for a top 15 pick. They got the top 15 pick with the 66th pick, I believe.
Yeah.
Cool.
I got no problems with that. It's the DeBrincat one.
Dude, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make up for it. It just doesn't make up for it. And not even like getting Mrazek and swapping that second for that first. It doesn't make up for it. You put a very bad taint in the fan base with this. And like, God bless Kevin Korchinski who got picked with that pick, but he literally needs to be a fucking Norris winner for that trade to even be salvageable for the Blackhawks. I'm sorry. Like, there's so much luck that has to go their way now. And it's just sickening that they're going to throw all it on, like, they're going to throw everything in on Magic Beans right now when you could have at least had one known product going into this rebuild. Like, even fucking Arizona kept Clayton Keller. Like, I'm pissed, dude. I'm still pissed. I don't give a fuck. I'm still pissed. And, like, it would have been a little more salvageable if Juracek fell to 7. He didn't. So, like, It's not. I'm sorry. It's not salvageable. And I feel bad for the draft picks, but it's just... Sorry, it's just the way it is. You traded a fucking fan favorite. Now you're going to taint the 2 biggest names in the franchise. Don't care if they're pieces of shit. They're still the 2 biggest names this franchise has ever seen. It's a bad way to go about business. And you know me. I am all about asset management. And, like, it's just bad, dude. It's just bad asset management. Like, I don't mind the draft picks, but holy shit, dude. You had to get more. You literally had to get more. I'm getting wound up again just thinking about it. Like, dude, you literally had to get fucking more for this trade. You did not. It's fucking unbelievable.
That's why I literally just wanted to say it was a bad trade to move on because I didn't want you to go on a ride. Because I just like, we obviously handle shit differently. Like, but at the same time, both of us it's an awful trade. Like,
it's not a good trade. It's just not good whatsoever. And like, I can't even begin to like fathom people defending it. It's not defendable. I don't care. Honestly, and we talked about it, it literally comes down to, like, fuck New Jersey. I've said this time and time again. Those idiots are going to lose out on every fucking free agent this offseason, and it's going to look so good on them. Yeah.
Looks good on you.
Looks good on you. Go get VTech, or go take VTech Manneq. Gives a shit. Literally gives a shit. Go draft Simon Nemec 2nd overall, passing on Shane Wright and Logan Cooley. Gives a shit. Literally gives a shit. This is all your fucking fault, and I hope the Sens keep the Devils out of the playoffs forever now because of that shit. Because that number 2 pick should have been ours at the end of the fucking day. And either Kyle Davidson stuck to his guns too hard or Tom Fitzgerald stuck to his guns too fucking hard. And either way, they both came out as losers in that situation. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is.
You know what? I think I can chalk this up to one simple thing. The Blackhawks just got freaking Pierre'd.
Yeah, they did.
I left in pain, but yeah, we really don't want to spend too much time on like what angles is there to say? Yeah, go for it. What is there to go for the trade? Like, it's a bad trade. Like, last year
against the kids, like, I like the guys they picked with the picks. It's just
like I feel like with the Seth Jones trade last year, we went through like the 5 stages of grief. This year, like, I'm just gonna be like, no, like, I'm not gonna try to rationalize it's a bad trade, but. The Blackhawks made 3 first-round picks. That's crazy. If you told me going to the night that they would have had a first-round pick, I would have called you crazy. The fact that they not only had 2 first-round picks, but 3 first-round picks, I think that's something to positive to start on. But the DeBrincat trade, I just again knee-jerk reaction.
There's 2 sides to everything. Because it's 3 first-round picks in a weak draft at the end of the day. That's what it is. They may have gotten the guys they wanted, but man. Let's put it this way. That trade would have been more salvageable if they got a prospect or 2 the other way or another first-round pick. There's a lot of ways that day could have been more salvageable. And they still tried to salvage it. But
Dude, if we got Ridley Gregg in that deal, would that would it have made it better? Yeah, like, or even fucking Tyler, the Ben Pope tweet where it's like you could have got all these prospects, Backstrom, blah 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 blah, and Tyler Boucher, and then Ben Pope was like, okay, never mind, not Tyler Boucher,
because everyone just started roasting him. Oh man!
But he got like 2,000 likes on that tweet. He was still spitting facts. Like, it's totally right.
And for a team that had a left side that's so jammed, you couldn't get one of them. You couldn't get Brandstrom.
Again, we're just gonna be running in circles with this. Like Alex DeBrincat, this guy, he was surprised he got traded. Like he said, this
grow on trees. The guy came out and said he wanted to stay for a fucking rebuild. You know how hard it is to get a player of that caliber to be okay with that shit. He has every fucking right to pull a Duchesne and say, "I want the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
And I don't even want to get into the part of it where you're just burning bridges with players and free agents going forward. Because why the fuck is anyone going to want to trust you if you're just going to trade them if they don't have a no move? It's just the way the fuck it is. It's bad management at the end of the day. Like, I'm sorry.
With Kyle Davidson, like I wasn't like overly optimistic. Like I was cautiously optimistic. I'm always a believer in giving people the chance, but once like they wreck it for you, it's like my once good opinion of you is now lost. Like you got to work super hard to build it back up. And
the only way he's going to build it back up is with fucking magic beans.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, because I'm sorry, the fucking money's going to show. At least for a lot of fans, I know that much. Because contrary to what they believe, the casual fan really fucking hates this. And they're not going to want to spend money on this team anymore. And for a team that likes to make money, really mind-boggling what they're going to do right now. Like, I don't know how much as I can't stand the guy, don't know how Rocky Ward's hit.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't have a fucking clue. Like, I don't even want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah. No, I totally, I don't either. Like, again, it's ripping off the Band-Aid, but, I mean, at least we know the rebuilding. For better for worse, this is going to be a monumental day for the Blackhawks. I mean, now it hurts, but, I mean, the draft picks, like, I'm really rooting for them. I'm cheering them on, and we can go through each draft pick. The cool thing is we recorded each of our reactions. The first one, Kevin Korchinski, we weren't necessarily expecting, but after it kind of sat in for a little bit, and then you go. Yeah.
I was going to say, like, with the Korchinski pick, the big thing that we talked about afterwards is, like, looking at who they picked at 13, which was Nazar, which I love that pick personally. It makes a lot of sense, and you saw that Anaheim picked Michikov.
Yeah.
So at 10, so that makes me think that Korchinski probably would have went at 10 as well. And also San Jose traded out at 11, so maybe they were looking at him too, and he was not there. So he probably wasn't going to be there at 13 in their eyes, so they took him at 7. That's fine, considering who you got at 13, but I just feel bad for the kid, because the kid literally has to be fucking great, or else no one's going to care. Like, I feel so bad for him. Like, geez.
And literally, the player pick before him was David Jiricek, and the pick that they got him with was the Blackhawks pick from the South Street. Which, by the way, not to beat a dead horse, David Jiricek now, Cole Sillinger, Adam Boqvist.
Yep. And Jake Bean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, like, again, we're gonna move on from this. We're gonna try to be more optimistic.
We can get to the happy stuff. I mean, fuck, we were super excited when Nazar got picked. That's the reason I don't have a voice right now.
Yeah.
Like,
so I'm gonna play the reaction of the Korchinski pick. I think I have it to the right time, but you need to hear the ending of this. Hang on, just cut it. Make sure it's a full volume. There we go.
With the 7th overall pick, the Chicago Blackhawks are proud to select from the Seattle Thunderbirds, Kevin Korchinski.
Oh my god, I laugh in pain. No, but again, kind of go back to the Korchinski pick. Like, I feel like
he's exactly what Kyle Davidson wanted going into the draft. And we both said that. He's a 6'2" left-handed defenseman who could skate like the wind and fucking score, or at least contribute to scoring.
Dude, he had 61 assists in like 67 games.
And he had a great playoff for Seattle.
Yeah. Was their minutes leader, led them to the Western Conference Final, or no, to the final against the Edmonton Oil Kings in the Western Hockey League, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
I think we saw the Scott Powers tweet, like they wanted Nemec or Juracek, that didn't happen. I feel like if they got it to number 5 in Philadelphia somehow, they definitely would have got him, especially with how the draft went.
Yeah, but they got Cutter Gauthier, guys, and Tony D'Angelo. They're happy, right?
Question: would you rather Cutter Gauthier at 5 or Kevin Korchinski at 7?
I'd probably still take Korchinski,
Yeah.
just because we need to. Okay, I don't know, because like we need forwards, but at the same time, like we haven't had a good left.
No left-hand defenseman in our system that we drafted, like Nolan Allen, Ethan Del Mastro last year, like Tage Harding, even like 2020. Like I love Wickenheiser. I don't think he's as good as Korchinski. He's not as good as Korchinski. 2019, Alex Vlasic. Like again, I think all the guys, like Isaac Phillips as well. Like I think all these guys could be regular NHL defensemen. None of them are really close to having the upside of Kevin Korchinski. And we heard. And again, Kyle Davidson, also Luke Richardson. He says he wants big mobile defenseman who can move the puck. Kevin Korchinski fits that bill. Not all of that. Like this guy's still coming into his own. Like he's a late June birthday. If you're gonna take the swing for defenseman, let it be Kevin Korchinski. Again, 6'2" defenseman, left-handed, can move the puck. He's only gonna get better. Like Seattle's gonna have a great team again next year. Like they made it to the final against a very stacked Oil Kings team. We saw Reed Schaefer get drafted, Jordan Gustafson. Like they got a super good team, and we talked about this with Will Scouch. They have Brad Lambert's rights now, and it's a very good chance that he does go to Seattle and plays there. So there's a chance where Kevin Korchinski can take a big step next year. But really, the biggest problem with him is that he has brain farts from time to time. Like more, like
Jake Gardner.
Yeah, Will Scouch to Jake Gardner. I even think Seth Jones. Like you look at him, maybe not super sexy, but like when you see him move the puck, like you notice him. Like he's a big guy. Usually makes the right play like 99 times out of 10, but that one play, like when he fucks up, he fucks up.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, swing for the skill of the defenseman, I guess, and then they like his toolbox. So you can expand on it. Don't rush him for the love of God.
Do not rush him. He's going to take at least 2 years before he even gets like a time in the
One more
NHL.
year in Seattle, one more year in the A, and then maybe
at least. Yeah.
Like,
well, that's one thing Davidson has shown. Like he's not going to rush this guy. He didn't rush Reichel, even though he did get.
Like
time.
at this point, Reichel shouldn't be in the NHL.
No, he should not.
The team's going to be fucking shitty. He should not be up.
Keep him away from that. Keep them in Brockford, where they actually made the playoffs this year.
Exactly.
I don't know what I was going to say next, but Luke Richardson's going to again. Like Luke Richardson said in his interviews when he came in as coach, that he wants these mobile defensemen. I'm just thinking of the fact of Kevin Korchinski. Like I think he's going to love Kevin Korchinski. Mm-hmm. Like they also have other guys that are big, like Alec Regula, who they acquired in the Brantford League. Like they have
other first-round picks, 6'4" right-handed defenseman. Like they like their size on their back end, that's for sure. Like they see how Tampa got built. I mean, they're built all through size on their back end. Guys like Hedman, guys like Chernak, guys like McDonough and Sergachev are still pretty big dudes. Like that's how you build a good defense nowadays. I mean, they're not wrong. Like, granted, like 5 years ago, people thought like, it was going to be like 5'11" puck movers,
which is what they did at the 2018.
Yeah, that's not the case. Quinn Hughes is the only one that really can do that at his size.
Yeah.
It's just you need size on the back end nowadays, and if he can bring that with that skating ability, that's going to be a nice add. If he can be a 2 or a 3, that's going to be a nice add. And I'm not going to say he's going to be a 1 because I don't think he will be.
The big thing with him, he compared himself to Shea Theodore. I think there's a lot of similarity in their games. Both Seattle Thunderbird Korchinski went way higher. Mm-hmm. I think Theodore went like the late 20s. But again, like Anaheim drafted him. They took their time with him. He went through played in the CHL for a couple of years, played on the World Juniors. There's a good chance he might play on the World Juniors, especially if his point totals go up. Mm-hmm. He spent a couple of years in their Anaheim's AHL team. I think he only played like a year or so with Anaheim. Like he did, I don't think he had played like a full 82-game season with Anaheim, but you've seen how good of a defenseman he's become in Vegas. So if he can become anything close to that, I think that's a great draft pick. But I mean, wasn't the player that I wanted to pick? No, I think both you and I really wanted Matt Savoy. And at the time, we were like, oh, come on. But then you realize the context of the rest of the draft, like all the defensemen that were going, because like Nemec and Juracek, those are the top 2 defensemen. Whatever order you
Nemec went second.
Yeah.
Like.
Mm-hmm. Then there's like a tier below. If you were to take a swing, it was going to be Kevin Korchinski.
Yeah, because and then the defenseman went at 12 too. Because
because Mintyukov went to Anaheim at 10, and then Columbus got Matejchuk.
Yeah. at 12, and then
I think Korchinski has the highest upside. I think I have any of those three defensemen. I think I had him 17 on my list, but because not really because I didn't like him, but because there's more players that I think that should have gone that are better and that I like him more. But I like him from swinging from an upside side, and I'm sure not Kevin Korchinski. Like you saw his reaction.
The torture,
baby. By the way, before we get into other draft picks, I think the Blackhawks had the best vibes draft. Like their draft class passed the vibe check.
They're all cocky as shit, and they got a chip on their shoulder. And
Love it, fucking love it. We talked about this with Emily Kaplan. Like we need more players with personalities, and I think we saw that this class.
100%.
On to the next pick, Frank Nazar.
I can breathe.
A plus. Again,
and we were sitting there like, oh, they're gonna take Kamel at 13, aren't they?
Which I would have been okay with.
Yeah, but like we didn't even think they were gonna.
No, I didn't think they were gonna go Nazar. But what do you think about it? It makes total sense. Like he can play center. He plays again. They got the two guys they got in the top 15 are what fit Kyle Davidson and Luke Richardson bill. They got again the puck moving defenseman that can move with Kevin Korchinski, and then you get a center who plays with pace and energy and has a lot of high-end skill with Frank Nazar. So, again, like how they got those picks, especially the number 7, not a huge fan of, but the direction they went, I really like that.
Yeah.
Especially from an upside standpoint.
They drafted exactly what they said they were going to draft,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean they went upside with that pick, that's for sure. And if any team's going to know how to develop small forwards, it's us. So
yeah, and again. Frank Nazar is going to the University of Michigan. Do not rush him. Let him take off where he wants, and there it's going to be well worth the wait.
Yep.
Anyways, I want to play.
A skill. Hell of a skater. Too.
Yeah. Anyways, I want to play our reaction. This was definitely a lot more better than the Korchinski pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, here we go.
Nice. Go get your skills. Chicago Blackhawks are proud to select for the United States National Development Team, Frank Nazar.
Awesome. That's why he doesn't have a voice.
So I'm happy with that. Oh, I'm fucking hyped now. Let's go.
Yeah, and like he was pointing at that. Like we mentioned before, Kevin Korchinski was like shocked that he went that high. I remember in the interviews he was like, "I was 5, I think, when the Blackhawks won their first Stanley Cup." Like it's crazy. These guys are 2004 borns, and Frank Nazar, he was like pointing at the crowd. Like it was just so cool. Like these guys got personality. I fucking love that pick so much.
Oh yeah, I do too. That's exactly what they needed. That's a really good forward add to the prospect pool.
That desperately needs that. And not only like again, he has that 2-way game. He plays with speed, pace, energy, but he has high-end offense.
Yeah, and he's got creativity in his game. He basically is like Logan Cooley light, and that's how he's always been advertised by other scouts. Like at least in terms of like his like play style and like how he's so creative with the puck and uses speed to his advantage and whatnot. And
he can get into the inside too. That's another big thing. He compared himself to Brain Point, which I think there are some similarities there. If he can even again like kind of like Korchinski with Theodore, if he can even be close to that,
you're cooking with grease.
Yeah.
And then we got later into the night, and we were talking to ourselves because we were like, all right, well the Blackhawks have 3 seconds and 4 thirds, so they could move up. But we didn't think they were going to move up. Obviously, there's always the cap-friendly jokes of, oh, well, the Leafs are going to fucking trade Mrazek, Abruzzese, and nothing to the Blackhawks.
And Justin Hall.
Yeah.
And Jake Muzzin.
God damn it. But, yeah, the trade ended up going through that we got the 25th for the 38th with Mrazek in the 25th. So the Blackhawks ended up answering 2 things. They have a goalie going in the next year, which is a big question. And, like, we taled about this. Mrazek had a bad year last year, but the guy's always been a career, 9-something goalie.
Like, what was he, like an 888? I think he had
he's not going to be an 888.
Like, I don't think he's a great goalie, but he's not going to be that bad. And I think it's a win-win because, one, you get to move up, and also, like, if Mrazek is good, like, you could potentially trade that. Like, he's only making, like, $3.4 million.
No, that's
like, it's digestible for the Blackhawks.
What did I say?
Yeah.
I was like, I can't wait till he fucking resurrects himself. We'll be flipping for a second in a year. It's going to be great.
And then if he doesn't do well, then whatever. It helps the tank. So.
Oh, yeah. And, the Blackhawks went on to go pick Sam Renzel with that pick. Every casual fan's just like they picked a high schooler, but
wait, hang on, I'm gonna play reactions for that. I think when we did find out about the pick, I think we found out before because I'm pretty sure the guys like Scott Powers and Ben Cole found out. So like we didn't have like a huge reaction, but I'll play it anyways.
Yeah.
You hear a couple of these in there?
Chicago Blackhawks are advisor from Minnesota, Sam Rinzel.
So when I did my rankings, it's funny because I feel like if Nazar went 7 and Korchinski went 13, I feel like we would have felt a little bit better about that.
Mm-hmm.
But because like Korchinski probably went a little higher than he should have, but then Nazar went lower than he should have. But it's also not surprising because again, like the height, like Korchinski's a big puck moving defenseman. It's not surprising he went to 7, and then Frank Nazar's only like 5'10", so it's actually not surprising he went to 13. Sam Rinzel, like again, I like with Korchinski, like with Nazar, they swung for upside. Rinzel fits the bill. He's big 6'4" defenseman. He's going to take a long time. He's definitely going to take the longest. I think he might even take longer than some of the second round picks that we took because he played in Minnesota high school. Tons of talent. Like he's mobile, 6'4", right-handed shot. Like who doesn't want that? I think he's committed to the University of Denver. I could be wrong on that.
It's either Denver or Minnesota. Yeah, it's one of the two.
Yeah, one of the two. We can actually look that up right now. But either way, he's going to a very good development program.
Rinzel had stated that the Blackhawks have been eyeing him for a couple months. He'd interviewed with the Blackhawks the most.
Yeah.
You probably thought they were going to take him at 38, for being honest.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Blackhawks, I think, pointed out that after the Blues and the Wild passed on him, they traded up to go get him because they didn't think he would make it into round 2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you have that many draft picks, go get your guy. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, especially when we went with Korchinski and Nazar, I can live with them. Yeah, he's going to the University of Minnesota next.
Yeah. Figured if he's a high school kid in Minnesota, he's not going to leave the state.
Yeah. And again, like if you go to these universities, like Frank Nazar is going to Michigan, like you're in good hands. Like Michigan has continually, like you looked at their team last year. They had how many first rounders and like second rounders that should have been first rounders on that team. It's crazy. Like there's some players that like Kent Johnson isn't there anymore. Owen Powers isn't there anymore. Like I think they still got some guys there. Like Thomas Burlow's on. Like they still got guys there, but Frank Nazar is going to get some time. He's going to develop there properly. Again, take your time with him. No need to rush him at all. Keep him away from this bad team. Same with Kevin Korchinski. But if you slowly bring him up through the AHL, like we saw the step that the Rockford Ice Hogs took this year. Like we saw the step that even like someone like Ian Mitchell took this year. That's huge now. And like Lucas Reichel as well. You need to do that with Korchinski and Nazar. So yeah, 100%. But Sam Rinzel, like this guy's gonna take a long time. Again,
he's a project.
He is a project. Like there's still a lot to be left desired about his defensive game.
Hey,
but he's 6'4".
I was gonna say, here's the thing with Rinzel. The Blackhawks on the right side are really set for the meantime. Mm-hmm. Literally, Murphy and Jones are locked up for minimum 5 years. Yeah. Don't think they're all going to be here for 5 years.
Yeah.
But until that, it's okay to have a prospect or a project like Rinzel. He doesn't need to be ready in 2 years. Like Korchinski on the left side is a different story. Blackhawks left side is just not good right now.
Yeah, like they got quantity with the left side. They do not have quality. Like Kevin Korchinski, by and far away, is
that's their best prospect they've had on the left side in a long time.
Like there's a good chance he could be like the best left-handed defenseman since Duncan Keith.
Yeah, no, there's a legitimate chance, honestly. Or Jalmerson, like one of the two.
Not to put pressure on Kevin Korchinski.
No, it's just like
but like
that's just how bad the left side's been for the Hawks for the longest time. For at least in terms of development, like. Since Jalmerson, they really haven't developed a really good left-hander. No. A top 4 left-hander.
Dude,
I guess Forsling, but then they got rid of him. So it's like
even freaking
Luke Carlson.
Yeah. But did you see the stat? Like all of their picks from the 2010s were traded.
Yep. Stan Bowman moment.
Yeah, Hio should not be named. There's $1 in the jar.
Yeah.
But like, not only did they develop talent, like. They rushed them, but they also moved them so quickly.
Rushed them, moved them, never signed them to second contracts, and then they all went on to be decent players. It's crazy how that works.
Yeah, and finally they're doing it with Lucas Wright. Like, literally, like the first pick of the 2020s was Lucas Reichel. That's finally the pick that they're going to get it right with. Again, like you left them in Germany, and then you let him take a year in the AHL. Where he got point per game, he even got a brief stint in the NHL. That's what you need to be doing. Like even Nolan Allen, like we ragged so much on the pick, never on the guy. I think he can be like a bottom pairing guy. Like again, you don't have to rush your time with Nolan Allen. Like I think he still could play another year in the
No one needs to get rushed. This team is gonna fucking reek.
Yeah, exactly. So first time in franchise history the Blackhawks picked 3 times in the first round. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Big day.
Yeah. For better or for worse, we're gonna find out. But you know what? We're rooting the boys on. I really like them.
Yep.
I like the vibes they gave off. Freaking great nicknames too that we came up with them.
Scorcher, Frank the Tank, Sam I Am. Wait, wash, rinse, repeat. Oh jeez, fucking. Oh man, it's gonna be nice to have prospects to root for, but what's the thing? Like I've won, but at what cost? Or like you got your first round picks, but what did it cost? Literally every young asset you had. At least young assets with value.
I kind of want to touch on the Kirby Doc trade. Before we get into that, what the hell is Lou Lamb thinking?
We literally okay. So like we get into the Bell Center and we're going up the escalator and we go by Lou Lamoriello's locker and we were just like, we should jump over there and see what's up. We really should. Because apparently they were cooking.
What is he cooking?
He got Romanoff in like the 90th pick for pick.
98th pick. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
I don't get logic. The hockey men. And then like who the fuck did they pick? I don't
even know. I don't even think it's relevant.
I get they wanted a left shot defenseman, but like why is it when they do like 3-team trades, there's always that third team? It's like, why the fuck are you here? Like even though it's
fighting my man blood.
Seriously, like it was a shock though because you heard everyone in the arena.
Yeah, there was even like a tweet beforehand where he looked at the phone, like, okay, we can see this happening because there's like a couple trades, like whether it's a pick swap or even like the D'Angelo trade today, where it's like we knew about it like beforehand and then they finally go up and announce it. I didn't know about that up until then.
Nope.
I also think I was locked on my Twitter.
Yeah, but it was funny because like they sent me a trade to announce. I was like, I bet this is Doc.
I didn't think that was
I said it as a joke, and then I looked at you like, or I think I just like stood up and I'm like, what the fuck? I was just like, because you would have told me, like, we joked about it before. Because, like, I think it was when we were live streaming, it was said that, like, Doc, like, is really intensifying. Detroit and Columbus were in. So we were like, well, Detroit's not going to trade 8. Maybe Columbus trades 12. Yeah. And then they get 13. So it's like, I don't understand hockey, man. I mean, I get Doc. I get Doc's tool set. But, like, I don't get Lou Lamoriello. And, like, honestly, like, speaking of Montreal, they had a great draft.
Oh, Montreal fucking killed it.
First of all, like, their crowd reaction at the beginning was, like,
there was
actually
boos,
insane.
there was gas, there was,
cheering,
like, all the reactions.
Like, when Marty St. Louis came out, like, there was just a giant chant. It was awesome.
Yeah, and when, I forget who it was, I think it was Mike Bossy's daughter and Gila First's son, when they came out, like, when they were chanting the names, and, like, that was chills, like,
I think you heard just like all the oohs and ahs when Slavkovsky got picked. That was cool.
But then like once he like started like once he got the picture and like shook hands, I think everyone came towards.
It was more cheers than boo. It wasn't even boos. It was just like
I think it was
whoa. Yeah. It was a lot of the.
I didn't really hear any boos. I
didn't hear boos either. It was just a lot of wows. Yeah. Like that was a big collective wow by the crowd. Even though like we kind of all thought it was going to happen that day.
That was the thing coming in this draft. Like it was so we had no. I think this was a great.
And like Evan literally told us Shane Wright's agent didn't know where he was going, and clearly he didn't because Shane Wright went fourth.
He didn't go in the top 3. He's not going to be part of the top 3 picture.
By the way, Shane Wright staring down the Montreal bench, getting picked by the Kraken might be my favorite thing of the night. That didn't happen with the Blackhawks because like, holy shit, that kid is going to be disgusting with veneers. And they got Jager Furcus, and they got
David
Goyette, Ty Nelson.
Yeah.
Like
Mitch's friend, by the way, if you're listening to this.
Did they get Tristan Luneau, or was that?
That was that. No,
Anaheim.
That's another team. Anaheim was the crowd pleaser because
they got a bunch of Quebec dudes.
Because they got a bunch of Quebec guys. They got Nathan Gaucher in the first round. Then they got Noah Warren and Tristan Luneau, who are both teammates for Gatineau of the QMJHL.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
There was a big crowd for the Ducks too. Every time they had a pick, there was a lot of cheering. So, and then like I think when Winnipeg had their pick,
there was a
whole section to the left of us. And then it was funny because, like, today we were sitting there and, like, day 2, it's a little less crowded, so you can kind of tell what families are there still. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure we were sitting right next to Jack Hughes' family. Yeah. When he got picked by LA, like, a collective, like, 3-section group just got up and started screaming. And then they left, like, right afterwards.
That's honestly the best part of the draft, seeing, like, the families, the friends, and, like,
Maverick Lamoureux's parents fucking tongue hockey on the stage. Fucking love that.
Yeah, any Quebec player that went up, like, Maverick Lamoureux, like, he played with, I think, Drummondville. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. But, yeah, that's if we were going to go to the draft, it had to be Montreal. Like, the chaos, we didn't know what was going to happen. Like, being in Montreal, like, Montreal fans are really a different breed.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Super passionate.
Did you see the Slavkovsky thing where it's like, did you hear the boost? He's like, yeah, they're passionate hockey like I am. Like I'm not. This is not like verbatim, but like it's kind of paraphrasing. But
and now I definitely know I saw Slavkovsky last night because he's been going around talking to the fans.
Okay, so that
definitely was Slavkovsky last night.
We could have got a picture with him.
We walked right by Yuri Slavkovsky last night.
No, hey,
and I was like, that's Slavkovsky. And you were like, I don't know. I was like, he's wearing the exact same.
I didn't really get a good look, but
yeah.
It being a draft in person for the first time since 2019, like it was a perfect. I think it was awesome.
Mm-hmm. It was a lot of fun. The stage was really cool too. I like the stage where they like have that giant walkway.
It's funny because we were like, so the stage was like this. We were behind the stage, or like the walkway.
Behind where like the players sit. So we thought the players were on the side. We thought the players
were in front of us, but like the stage is here. Like, but
I wish I would have known that because then I could look.
We literally would just look down.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Yuri Slavkovsky, like he basically said, like fans are passionate about hockey, so am I, but they're gonna learn to love me.
Yeah, and like honestly, it looked like Montreal had a plan going into that day because they got Kirby Doc.
Yeah, I was gonna say
center, and then they got Philip Massar, their second first round pick, which was a great pick. And then they got Owen Beck, and then they got was it Lane Hudson?
Lane Hudson.
Yeah, they had a fucking great draft.
Yeah,
at least in rounds 1 and 2. Like, holy crap.
But yeah, like Kirby Doc trade. I really wanted Kirby Doc to work so much. Like, I feel like you and I have been big defenders of him.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I don't think he's going to be this first line center like the Blackhawks envisioned him when they drafted him. But
like he shall not be named.
Would be. Yeah. But that being said, I think a new fresh start for him in Montreal is exactly what he needs. Like, he's not going to be the guy.
He just has to be behind Suzuki.
Yeah, and like Montreal is an unforgiving market, but like he's going to be behind Suzuki.
Yeah, it's also going to be a market that's going to love their. It's also a market that like defends their prospects like it's the sun and the moon.
Yeah.
But I guess he's not their guy, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. When we were talking about it, like I feel bad for Colton Doc because like
that was a big thing. I was like, what do Jonathan Taves, Patrick Kane think? And like Ben was like, what does Colton Doc think? But that's gonna burn. That's gonna suck.
Well, I guess we could segue into the next big question because everyone's just asking it because like clearly this is why they made the moves. They're trying to get rid of Taves and Kane, or at least trying to go full scorched earth. Pat Brisson stated that they're going to talk to Patrick Kane this week. I think we talked about this in the car a couple times. Like they're piece of shit human beings, but like the star of your franchise should not be disrespected as hard as Patrick Kane's been disrespected.
From a pure athlete standpoint.
From an athlete standpoint, it's actually ridiculous because you look at all these other leagues where the stars have control. NFL stars are finally starting to get control, and look what happens. NBA stars have always been the moneymaker. Yeah. Baseball, it's starting to get there. Hockey's still run by the same guys, and it's showing right now. You could have all these accolades and shit, and you're still going to get thrown to the curb. And I don't like that. Coming from, because like Patrick Kane was supposed to break every franchise record. He's supposed to get like, I don't know, man. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow when he gets traded. Taves too. Like, I don't know. Keith wasn't as bad when he got traded just because he was on the tail end. Yeah. But like we talked, they still
have a lot to give him, especially Patrick Kane.
Kane's coming off a 90-point season, dude, and he wasn't even shooting well until like April or like March.
His wrist is still fucked.
His wrist was.
He needs to get that fixed.
No, his wrist was literally fucked, and then like around February he started shooting again and he was scoring. I don't know what the hell happened, but like we were joking about this. Now that the Brink is traded, like we don't know who the next 30 goal scorers can be on the Hawks. And like it's gonna be tough. And like with Kane and Taves, they have no moves. You can't just rip the Band-Aid off. Yeah. No, and like my favorite's every casual fan being like, I love how they trade the Brink and Doc, but don't trade Taves and Kane. I'm like, you fuckheads have no idea how no movement clauses work. I love how no one knows how a no move works. It's like when when Leaf fans trade Morgan Riley. He's got a full no move, dipshit. He's not going anywhere. Like.
So you mean those fans cap friendlies don't make any sense when logically?
He's joking, but like there's people who legitimately do it, and it's like, guys, no trades and no moves are still a very real thing. Look how hard it was to move Ryan McDonough, and people say
we didn't talk about that. What do you think about that trade?
Stop helping Tampa for the love of fucking God.
You can't keep getting away with it.
Because either Ryan McDonough's now going to fall off a cliff, or Tampa might stink a little more.
You know what?
For us.
You know what it is? Like Ryan. Yeah, I think either way that helps the Blackhawks because that makes Tampa a worse team, and also that's one more hard team that the Blackhawks have to.
And it might be another anchor contract on Nashville.
Yeah, and that's true. And you know what? Ryan McDonough reminds me of Nick Chalmerson. Like, does it suck trading him now? Yes, but in a couple of years, maybe not this year, maybe not even next year. He's that type of.
They're going to turn Philippe Myers into Connor Murphy.
Oh my God! But the thing with the defensemen that play those kind of styles that have that hard miles with them, they'll collapse. Like there's no slow decline; they just collapse. And I think that's what happened with Nick Jalmerson. I think unfortunately the same's gonna happen to Ryan McDonough. And nothing against him; he's had a great career. Like I'm pretty sure he's been in the playoffs every year.
No, he's been amazing.
Like 2-time Stanley Cup
Definition
champion.
of consistency.
Yeah, Olympian.
Been a
too,
captain.
I think.
Like,
yeah.
He's a great player. It's just Father Time is undefeated
Exactly.
unless you're Tom Brady
Or Alex Ovechkin.
Yeah. That's true.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about Taves and Kane getting moved, and it's gonna happen. I just don't know when it's gonna happen. I will say one thing: Taves is gonna get a lot more than people think he will.
It was like
that second half of the year. Taves looked like normal Jonathan Taves, and people were like, we talked about this. Like teams are gonna look for a 2C, and they're like, we can take a Taves at $5 million. Like,
yeah. And especially if we got Cap going back the other way or whatever.
Yeah, they could do it.
There's ways to make it happen. Like it reminds me of the
Kane will get moved. I'm not worried about that.
No,
what I'm more worried about is what you get for it.
Yeah.
Taves, I'm curious as to what team would have the position. Like Calgary's one that comes to mind, just because if they're going for it, like you need that veteran leadership. They need a depth center. Like I always thought maybe Vegas, because Vegas always kind of swings for that type of stuff. Yeah. I mean, if Hugh was still there, I would say Florida, but that's not that. Colorado, I think I've said a couple times, when Kadri leaves, they might just say, fuck it, we'll get Taves.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams that could take a Jonathan Taves at $5 million. That's all I'm going to say. People that think Taves is worth nothing still, guy was still sticks in faceoffs, still isn't terrible at defense, and can put the puck back.
That's the thing. We talk about Duncan Keith. I remember last year when he got moved on, part of me is he's going to get nothing because it's the Blackhawks. But then there's another part of me, this guy's a 3-time Stanley Cup
leadership.
champion.
You can't undervalue leadership in this sport. And it showed. I mean, look at as much as Jim Addison's getting fucking roasted right now, right? So he's right to an extent. The strides Evan Bouchard made this year are second to none. And I don't think that happens without Duncan Keith in that locker room or playing on the ice with them. Yeah. And it's just
not that he was the main.
You can be right and wrong at the same time.
Yeah, not that he was the main reason that happened, but I think he played
to have a veteran in a 22-year-old's ear is nice. And Duncan Keith actually didn't have to play with a 19-year-old this time. Usually that's what he gets stuck with. But Evan Bouchard's a little more polished. He took a different development route. If Kevin Korchinski takes the Evan Bouchard development route, he might be a little better off. Or the Noah Dobson route, where they get 2 years and then come in and look at them now. Their analytics weren't great initially, but now they're starting to look like players.
It takes time.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of on that note, Duncan Keith retired, $5.5 million cap hit, penalty against the Blackhawks, gives a shit. Literally, I looked at their cap friendly. They have $15.5 million in cap space.
Oh no!
Yeah. Oh no! And then I looked at all the contracts. It's 2 years, 1 year, 2 years, 1 year, 2 years, 1 year. And there's 8 years, 4 years with Connor Murphy, and then I think it's 3 with Jake McKay. But other than that, no one is locked down.
This team is going to completely redefine the way they play because of the talent they have. Because ironically, their strength right now is their defense. So Luke Richardson's going to make them a defensive team this year. And we've talked about this. If you're not going to be good, at least just be hard to play against or a pain in the ass. And you can make a roster with a lot of pains in the asses and still finish bottom of the league.
Sam Lafferty, yes, sir. Seriously. You know what this kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of the 2015-16 Toronto Maple Leafs, where they stripped it right to the bone.
That was the Kessel trade.
Yeah, that's kind of what it reminded me of. I don't know about you, but I thought the Kessel trade was kind of underwhelming for Toronto.
It was very underwhelming.
Yeah,
he got back-to-back cups right afterwards.
Yeah,
exactly.
Fuck. Not that Ottawa's going to beat Pittsburgh, but. Yeah,
Ottawa doesn't have Sidney Crosby.
No, yeah.
Trust me, if they traded Alex DeBrincat to a Sidney Crosby caliber player, I would be fucking screaming bloody murder.
Yeah, he's got Tim Stützle or Josh Norris, which isn't bad.
Yeah, the best dude he would have been playing with was Jack Hughes, and I would have been okay with that. But if we were trading to go play with McDavid, I would have fucking lost it. I would have fucking lost it. Because then he would have got 60 goals. That's the only thing. I can say that much from the DeBrincat standpoint. Who they traded him to, I don't think he's ever going to get more than 40. I don't think he'll hit 50 with Ottawa.
Oh, no, he won't fit. I don't think he'll hit 50.
He was going to hit 50 with Chicago just because of Patrick Kane. Yeah. Just because of the way they use him. I just don't see him getting more than 40.
Tim Stützle just really steps up.
And that could happen. I'm not saying it couldn't. But
they haven't even had contract extensions yet, which I understand because DeBrincat's been going through a lot right now.
He's
like,
having a kid.
Yeah, like he's a father. He's married. He's never been traded before. Like he want this is gonna be tough for him. It really does. And
poor Ralph.
yeah. Again, like I never wish ill will on players going out of Chicago. Like I hope DeBrincat really does tear it up, and I know he will. Like, will he hit 50 goals? I don't know, but like he's gonna still be a guy.
Still gonna be a player.
30, 40 goals.
Money in the bank for 30.
Yeah,
regardless.
he's gonna get his money regardless of where he's with. He's like we saw the evolution in his game, like from being a one-dimensional goal scorer to like a decent playmaker to a player that back checks to a player that can play defense and play on the penalty kill. It's just again those. Going back to it, I don't want to bring it up again, but like those kind of players don't grow on trees.
Nope.
And it does suck that he's gone, but
can't go back, Bob.
No, can't. Like this is the direction they're now. This is Kyle Davidson team. Like he's stripping a beer.
You made your bed, now lay in it.
Exactly. We're gonna find out whether it's a comfy bed or a.
No, it's a really uncomfy bed that's gonna get you the 4th overall pick next year. That's what it is.
I mean,
but I digress. Anyways, let's talk about the goalies. I'm done talking about the Blackhawks. Bye.
Yes.
So Marc-Andre Fleury.
I also wanted to talk about. I guess we can talk about. Well, I wanted to talk about more about the draft. Like I like their second round pick.
Oh yeah,
because that's a good thing we can talk about with the Blackhawks.
Yeah, I like Lewinsky.
Very Brandon Hagel. I think they just dropped the.
Gavin Hayes has a lot of swagger on the wing, saying he's Blake Wheeler, but with more. They said, what did he say? They compare me to Blake Wheeler, but I got more skill than that.
You know, I respect that. We all hate Blake Wheeler.
Yeah. I mean, I like that pick. I like what's the second guy they picked?
Ryan Green.
Ryan Green
from the Newfoundland, by the way.
Yeah, like they picked a lot of Brandon Hagel clones from what it looked like. And we talked about it. Get the quantity this year, get the quality next year.
Next year's when you get the quality. We'll with Connor Bedard.
And get guys who are like. We were talking about this, like you don't respect players enough who can just play that middle 6 role. Like who was was it Green that said he plays like Yanni Gord?
No, that was Lewinsky.
Lewinsky said.
I also like again. I love like the not like cockiness, but like the confidence in the players. Like specifically, Paul Lewinsky, who said he has the best mortar of this draft, which I can't say I disagree with. Like he's definitely right up there. He plays exactly like Brandon Hagel. He's Shane Wright's teammate. Again, he's going to take time, but like. He plays like I think there are Yanni Gord comparisons where he can be a guy who plays the wing, he can play center, he can play up and down your lineup. If you draft, like I have no problem with the Blackhawks drafting those kind of guys, but you can't draft them all the time. Like you got to draft skill, but I can at least understand this draft. Yeah, like I feel like you got both that with Azar, which is why it's such a good pick. You got Torchinsky and Rizzel, but then you go through those guys. I can respect that. Like Ryan Green is kind of the same thing where. I think he played in the USHL. Like Lewinsky played for the OHL. He's teammates with Shane Wright. Not the great offensive year, but next year they're going to take steps. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Ryan Green is going to university. Like he played in the USHL, so I would assume he is. So I'm going to look that up quickly. Ryan Green, I'm trying to fill airtime.
I mean, they're good second round picks at the end of the day. I don't mind.
Okay, so he's going to Boston University.
Yeah,
51 points in 50.
We were talking about it earlier. Like you go to one of the big Power 5 schools, like you're gonna, and by Power 5 I mean like literally 5 schools. Like there's only like 5 you want to see your player go to develop, and it's like Michigan, Minnesota, Denver, BC, BU, North Dakota, and he's going to one of them. So that's nice. Once they got into like the 3rd round, they made some picks like a Sam Savoy, which is whatever. Like they drafted a couple overagers.
I think once you get into that range, it's like whatever.
Just pick whoever you like. Pick who you got the most film.
Yeah, I did like a big ranking list. Like I think I went to the 3rd round. Like, but once you got into the 4th round, it's like, I don't really care. It's a 4th round pick. If you like a guy, go for it. But like when you're drafting in the 1st round, you got to go for skill and upside. I really think you got to do that, and they did that. I like their 2nd round picks. I would give him a very strong B+ in the word. That's like an Anthony Fantano music review. A strong, I forget what it is, like something to a strong 8. That's what I give this draft. Mm-hmm. How about you?
I give it a B. I can't give it an A.
Oh no, not an A. I think it's a strong B+, but I don't think it's an A. Not even like an A-.
It would have been a B+ for me if they maybe got like I don't know, swing for a little more skill on a couple of the 2nd round, one of the 2nd round picks at least. But yeah, it's a B. I can't really judge it much. I can judge off of what they've done before, and they're not swinging, and they're not swinging for low ceiling. which is huge.
That like this was
it's
honestly,
the fucking opposite of last year's draft, which
is a very very good thing.
Which I can be okay with at the end of the day.
One, you had 3 first-round picks and like the 32nd pick, and 2 picks in the top 15. So.
Exactly. Like going into the day with 0 first-round picks and coming out with 3, at the end of the day is still good. You just don't want to talk to anyone about how you got there.
Yeah. Don't ask Kyle Davidson how he got through.
Don't ask Kyle Davidson what happened on July 8th.
July
or July 7th.
Yeah.
Don't ask Kyle Davidson what happens on July 7th. Fucking hell.
But yeah, that's. I wanted to talk about the draft more broader. Like, we kind of touched on Slavkovsky going first overall. I was kind of puzzled. I really thought they should have gone Shane Wright or Logan Cooley, but I can understand them taking the swing for Slavkovsky. And then again, when you saw the Kirby Doc trade, you saw more of the context. And I felt like that was kind of the thing with the Blackhawks picks, where it's like Korchinski came maybe a little high, but then you see the run on defenseman after, and you're like, okay, that makes sense. He was not going to be there at 13. And like even like Matt Savoy, like you didn't get him, but like you got a Frank Nazar, who I think is just as good as
Savoy. Yeah, it's fine.
And I think has a better chance of playing center.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We're at the point now where it's just like we gotta wait 3 years to see what happens.
Exactly. Number 2, 2 Slovaks go top 2, which is fucking awesome. What a great day for Slovaks.
3 Slovaks go in the first round.
Yeah. And two Slovaks in the top 2, and then Slavkovsky's fellow countryman Philip Machar went, I think, right after the Blackhawks third pick.
Yeah, after they picked Hudson.
Yeah.
Or not Hudson.
Rizzo.
Yeah. Or all defensemen. It sounded like a lot of personalities on the draft floor.
Isaac Howard.
Fucking Chad walking out to Star Wars music with the fucking turtleneck and the drip.
And the USA belt.
USA belt.
Yeah.
And the Miami
him and I was really hoping he fell. Of course he fell to Tampa Bay. I was really hoping he'd fall to the Blackhawks because him and Frankie would have been
swagger.
Awesome.
I'm
pretty sure they were like
swagger and confidence personified. Ty Nelson had the hat, which is pretty cool. Shout out, Mitch.
Yeah. To Seattle as well. Again, Montreal and Seattle with killer drafts.
I'm trying to think. Arizona trading up for pick 11 was interesting.
They had 4 first-round picks, didn't they?
Yeah. No, it was 3. Because they traded the Cassian one. It was like to move up 3 spots or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
Because they swapped to 29-32.
Okay.
But they got Connor Geeky with that pick, which is fine.
Yeah.
Then they got Maverick Lamoureux. It's fine.
Yeah.
Logan Cooley's a great pick. Love that for them.
Yeah.
Seattle, I think, had the best draft, at least in the first 2 rounds. They swung for scale.
I think it's Seattle and Montreal. Yeah. That for us is what they're doing. Like last year, like they got Beniers, they didn't really have like the quantity of draft picks. Like they weren't able to pull off what Vegas did, but this year they got all those second-round picks.
And they hit on they could hit on all of them.
Yeah.
Like they are very high upside picks. I really like the Fergus pick. I love the Goyette pick.
Yeah.
Ty
Nelson too.
Ty Nelson's a good pick. That was early 3rd round, I think. Like a lot of teams came out well today. Obviously the teams that have 1st round picks, they kind of just laid by the side.
Joe Sakic went up, and like there was pretty large applause for Joe Sakic too, because he got the GM of the year, and he pushed the microphone down and whatever.
Knocked it over.
This guy is still drunk. He didn't. I don't think he had a draft pick till like the 6th round or something, because he already traded the draft pick.
My man Blood was chilling on the draft floor.
He was still hungover, but I respect the fuck out of that. Like Joe, he can do whatever he wants.
100%. And San Jose traded down because they wanted more draft picks, which is good. I think they picked Bicester with their first late, and then
Mike Greer, by the way, making the pick in that heartwarming speech that he made.
Really good.
Yeah, Brian Marchment, which rest in peace to him.
Brad Lambert goes to fucking Winnipeg.
Yeah, of course, in our division.
Fucking Buffalo, I thought had a good draft also.
Yeah. So
Savoy is early, but
Savoy is a steal at 9.
Savoy and Osland,
and Yuri Kulik too.
Oh yeah.
and I got shout out to Jacob if you're listening. It's like I don't give a fuck if they picked the goalie. Like it was such a good first round, and they had a great first round.
They did.
Yeah. 3 first round picks, just like the Blackhawks.
100%. Big Show went to Dallas. I like that pick a lot.
Don't worry, Nazar's gonna
fly past. Minnesota did decent with Ogren and Euroff.
Yeah,
that was a decent pickup for them with their late picks. Jack Hughes goes to LA, sadly. Oh, Elias Pettersson gets drafted by the Canucks. That was hilarious.
It was funny because I don't think anyone really got it. I think you and I got it. I was like, they drafted Elias Pettersson, and like both of us were laughing so loud. And then like I heard like a couple guys behind us like, oh, they drafted Elias Pettersson. They already have one.
Yeah. And of course, the kid when he goes into the mic's like, my favorite player was growing up was Elias Pettersson. Like, shut the fuck up.
And you know what it is? It's like the interview with Yarmer Yager. It's like my favorite player growing up was Yarmer Yager.
Fucking peace.
No, it was such a fucking great day to be at. That's pretty much all I have to say about the draft. Like Shane Wright, like I remember we were interviewing Emily Kaplan. Like we talked about like Matt Savoy coming out of that personality. She interviewed Isaac Howard, and she kind of brought up like Shane Wright's kind of more traditional, but then you see him staring down the Montreal like brass. That was awesome.
My favorite moment.
Yeah, I love that. And then he liked a post on Instagram about it too.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a chip on his shoulder.
100%.
Philadelphia got Cutter Gauthier at 5. I mean,
whoa.
Well, I mean, he plays the Philadelphia way though. I think they're gonna like him though.
Yeah,
and I think John Turner also like him too. Me too. Yeah, well, we haven't got much sleep, and we're not gonna get really much sleep tomorrow, especially me because my flight's going early. Like I love being in Montreal, but then the best thing about coming back from vacation is being able to sleep in. I feel.
Yeah.
David Juracek number 6 again, just to complete off the stuff.
Columbus literally got a bunch of good picks in the second round too. They got Del Barros, they got Jordan Dumont in the third round. Like they picked a guy who was like ranked like 9th in Bacon's like top like whatever prospects in like the 4th round. Yeah. Like Columbus Yarmo stays just drafting steals and stealing trades and making that shall not be named his bitch.
Yeah. Again, Blackhawks got Kevin Korchinski at 7. I think that was like the real kind of surprise. I feel like there was talk about Cutter Gauthier going top 5, but I don't think like there's even like things saying that like maybe Korchinski like gets like at the frigid top 10, like maybe he goes 10. I don't think they're expecting him to go 7. So I feel like that was kind of the first off the board pick. Mm-hmm. Number 8, Detroit went Marco Kasper. I don't have a problem with that. Like, I don't think he has the highest upside, but like that guy's gonna be in the NHL. You can put him anywhere. You can put him in any position. He's gonna be a pain in the ass to play against. I think.
Yzerman pick.
Yeah, exactly. Number 9, Matt Savoy against Steel by Buffalo, and then number 10, me and Jukov, Anaheim. If there's a team that's going to develop defensemen, it's Anaheim. Yep. Okay, we could go each individual pick. I don't want to do that, but yeah, there's 32 of them plus another.
We kind of went over all the trades too. Like Cassian's on the Coyotes now. Mm-hmm. Like there really weren't a lot of trades.
No, there wasn't really any like big trade. Like
Lennon got traded today, which was kind of big for like Leonard, but like, I mean, the goalie trades you can get.
Yeah, a bit more interesting with the goalie trade because I feel like last year I remember there was like all the trades for the defense. Like it was like I think Buchnevich got traded. There was like OEL, the Versailles, and the Jones.
Seth Jones, maybe.
Well, yeah, the goalie musical chairs. Colorado got Georgiev. I don't think I think it was for like a 3rd and a 5th. I don't think he's the best goalie, but the Avalanche literally just won a Stanley Cup with Darcy Kemper. With all due respect to him, he's going to get his. Yep. Got to get his money in free agency, maybe in Washington.
He's looking for the Grubauer deal, exactly. What it sounds like. So
maybe he joins him in Seattle with Chris Krieger injured.
Yeah, they literally they're going to go run 2-1Bs and not Colorado, and it's going to work because they literally ran 2-1Bs and got a cup. So good on them. It's almost like Steve. It is Steve Yzerman. Like Joe Sakic, like they've earned the benefit of the doubt. Like whatever trade they go after, okay, maybe not the guy I would go after, but like more often than not, whatever Joe Sakic touches turns to gold. So facts. And then you got Manneq going in. Oh, that reminds me. I thought Washington had a good draft.
Oh yeah, good for Miroshnichenko. Like we didn't know if he was going to play hockey again. Like he got picked by the Capitals.
Capitals trade Manneq to move up in round 2.
Yeah, they got Ryan Chesley with that pick, which I thought was a great pick. I forget who else they picked, but that was like a solid first 2 picks.
Oh yeah,
especially like
with the prospect pool that's so depleted as Washington. Like, oh my god, it's like McMichael, LaPierre, and their band
and it's like they cut off the Blackhawks.
Oh yeah, and then like New Jersey traded their pick and didn't pick Jack Hughes, bunch of haters. But anyways,
Vancouver got the silent.
Yeah, they understood. Rachel Dory got it.
Yeah.
And then the one we woke up to this, or I woke up to this one. I think you were already up, but Ville Husso to Detroit for a third, I think.
Again, yeah, like Steve Eiserman, he does whatever the hell he wants. I like it. Like, I remember we had Max Boltman on it, and he said that Detroit might be move out like a backup goalie.
That's a 1B.
That's definitely a 1A, 1B type of situation. Like Ned could be good in spurts, but I feel like if you have a 50-50 split, then
dude, it's gonna work well for Detroit. Like, I honestly, we talked it with Max, and like after watching the draft, I'm very interested to see what they do going. Like, they might throw a shit ton of money at Kadri. That actually might happen now, and I could see it with like the way the roster's constructed. Or they go get a winger or something because like
they can do a lot because I think they have a lot of cap space.
And they got like defensive. Oh man, they can go get a defenseman. That'd be nice. Like,
yeah, like a partner for sports cider for a couple of years.
I mean, Simon Evanson's coming, but like you don't want to put two.
No, you don't want to.
No. Oh man, if they had the stuff to make it work, Chychrun and Detroit would be super interesting.
Yeah.
Now, or if he ends up getting boomed, Provorov. Because he's always the name that's like floating around there. Like I'm thinking about
even like Travis.
Dude, literally, any left got Ryan McDonough.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly thought Ryan McDonough.
I'm surprised
was
he did because Steve Eiserman was the one who got him in the first place.
Man, McDonough could have been playing with Sider. That would have been fucking chills.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, but like I honestly I like that move for Detroit. I think that's the best out of the goalie moves personally.
They signed him for 3 years. I feel like again I think they're trying to like line it up with some Kosa.
Yeah, because they think Coach is going to be at least a 1A. So you decide which one you want out of those two at the end of their 3-year deals, and you go from there. Because I think
Nedeljkovic has like 2 years.
Yeah, so he's up a year before.
Yeah.
But, you got 2 years to figure out which one of these goalies you would like to stick around with. It's like a Columbus situation almost. Like they spent with Merzlikins and Korpisalo 3 years, and now they learned that Merzlikins is probably going to be a starter. So
I'm pretty sure they could resign Korpisalo anyway. So.
They did, yeah. And they still got Tarasov coming up. It's like they always have goalies, dude. Like, jeez. The wagon. Goalie factory, man. Yarmo. What are we going to do with you? Yeah. But, I mean, besides that, like, Marc-Andre Fleury extended 2 years. Cam Talbot's been having discussions. He might get traded now because he doesn't like that. So that could be interesting if Talbot hits
another goalie controversy with Marc-Andre Fleury. You know what? You know what? The only place that there hasn't been a goalie controversy with Fleury, Chicago,
because he was light years better than Lankinen.
Yeah,
but
and we loved him.
Kind of ran him into the ground.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I can't stand like the other group chat we're in, because like everyone, like there's Vegas fans in there and shit. They're like, "Oh, he sucks," and I'm just like,
"Shut up."
No, and then I look at the goal. Like, I remember game 1 against St. Louis. They're bitching about Fleury. I'm like, every goal's on the power play.
Yeah.
Every goal is a tic-tac-toe or a fucking rebound. Like, I don't know what you want to.
No, just haters.
Whatever, man. Like, I don't get how someone's so nice can be hated so much. It's actually crazy. Yeah. Like, put that hatred towards someone who actually deserves it.
Like
Evander Kane, bro.
Tony DeAngelo in Philadelphia.
Holy shit. Also, like, funny as fuck. What's your least favorite team, Tony DeAngelo? Philadelphia.
Yeah. How is that going to work with John Tortorella?
Dude, what the fuck are they doing over there? Like, their right side is...
What the fuck are they doing over there?
They got, like, Ristolainen and him on the right side. Like...
I think we saw the tweet where, like, Ristolainen and DeAngelo, because they signed him to, like, a 2-year extension worth $5 million per. That's like $10 million. I'd rather have Seth Jones.
I'd literally rather have Seth Jones than those two.
Yeah, because he can actually play the
he actually like stops the puck sometimes. Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, he can play the position he's actually supposed to play.
Literally, like if Seth Jones was just like a tad more physical, he'd be amazing. But like, I'm sorry for a guy that size, he needs to throw the body a little more. Because like,
it's like Kirby. It's like Kirby.
I know, man. And when Doc throws the body, he murders someone. It's like it's crazy how fucking
they don't know their own strength.
Literally, bro. Literally. Whatever. For part of it with Seth too is he knows like I can't really go in the box for 10 minutes. We'll be fucked. If he gets in a fight or something. But also, side note, the Blackhawks, you need to get dudes who know how to beat the shit out of people this year because you're going to be bad and you can't have young players getting fucking beat to a pulp by other teams.
And again, like we're not getting. Like, I don't think they should sign guys just for the sake of
but you need to sign guys who can stick up for your fucking teammates.
Yeah, but you need, like, guys that are going to play and bring character to the locker room. And, like, I'm not saying they should be
going around. Make the young kids actually give a shit.
Yeah. But like, I don't think they should go around like punching people doing dirty shit. But like, when the shit hits the fan, they should be. Like,
when Kirby Doc gets clotheslined by Gabriel
Exactly.
Landeskog, he can come in and punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Not Jonathan Taves.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
the
tell you
punching
how many
issue.
times
Yeah.
Jonathan Taves got in a fight last year, and I got so fucking mad because this dude has concussion history.
Yeah.
It's like, I get he's the captain, but you can't be doing that anymore. Like, Kyle Davidson needs to look at that and be like, I thought Curtis Gabriel was that answer. Then he played one fucking game. Like, I don't know.
Who do you think could fit that bill though? Like,
Honestly, they should have traded Zach Cassie.
you know what? That would
Like,
have
fuck.
Like they could have probably moved up to do it too.
Go sign Antoine Roussel this offseason, dead ass.
Did he talk shit with Jonathan Taves?
Probably, but Taves
You
won't
know
be
what?
here
I
anymore.
respect that. Bring him on the team.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Go play hockey for my team. Go get Jay Beagle so he can skill it up with everyone. I don't give a shit.
Literally get that whole Arizona fourth line fucking.
That's what you get for
Beagle
trying to
and Erickson.
skill it up.
Yeah.
I can't wait till Logan Cooley does an in between the legs pass and he gets Arizona. He needs to stop trying to skill it
Yeah,
up.
where he does like a fucking lacrosse school. And
Oh
he just murders him in the
Literally.
college stadium.
By the way, fun fact about the draft: every team when they picked in the first round, they had this like crazy ass, like super cool like intro video showing all their team success and shit. Blackhawks didn't get that shit
Blackhawks?
because they know like half
Yeah.
the people aren't even in the video. Like, what was the one Montreal did theirs, and the first person they showed was Roman.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And everyone just goes, "Oh,
Oh.
oh, jeez." There were some funny moments of the draft.
Oh.
Also, like every time one of the kids is like I felt like I kept joking to Pierre'd. I was like, I feel bad for like the Calgary kid because he's not picking until tomorrow. He's literally just gotta sit there all
Yeah.
night. Like I think we saw like the Boston dude get up like 5 times. He's like, I'm done.
I like how every time someone got up, we're just like, oh,
Shit break.
shit break. Yeah.
Shit break. Kyle Dubas is not on the draft board right now.
Literally,
Kyle
I'm pretty sure Mikey Stevens like tweeted that a couple times. Like every time he's like, "Oh, taking a shit break." Kyle Pubis.
Kyle
Poopiss even
pooped his pants.
pooped his pants because he got robbed by Kyle Davidson, the superior Kyle D.
Fine. They actually ended up making a
I was gonna say
which is
like
weird.
I think
the girls stopped fighting. How about that?
Yeah, like it's all.
They
wonder-
kiss and made up on the draft floor.
I guess it's all water under the bridge now, as they say.
I know, right? Because I mean,
Oh, it's good for them. The two youngest teams in the NHL made up and made a trade.
whatever, man.
They made a trade.
It's so cute.
Oh my god! Take a picture of them on the phone.
Oh, also another funny moment from the draft last night was when Connor Geeky got drafted.
he like
Girls
tripped
on-
down the stairs.
Well, that.
Yeah.
And there were 2 girls on Twitter that were like, I see Morgan Geeky in the crowd. And you're like, dude, he was like, yeah, I can spot that bald head from anywhere. And Morgan Geeky's like, hey, watch it.
Hey, watch it. Yeah, I love that.
Oh, there were some funny moments. Like, I'm just like, I still can't get over like Maverick Lamoureux's parents just playing tongue
Tongue on
they're
tongue,
tongue
yeah.
jousting out
Yeah.
there. It was so funny. Like, oh my. Some great moments of the draft.
And,
And,
like-
there was like Philip Massar put on the jersey, and like
That was, I think it was 2 Habs draft. Because I think it was Lane Hudson too. That was the same thing. Yeah.
he like go out there, he's like, "Hey kid, there's
Yeah.
fucking time before we take this picture." Ken, he was just like, "Can't have you looking bad."
Yeah.
But it was also super cool because like you'd see the kids go down and like talk to everyone, and like every time a Habs player would leave, you'd just get a giant cheer because
Yeah.
everyone would see it.
Mhm.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like Montreal definitely knows how to make you feel welcome
Mhm.
as a player, and
Like conversely too, like the other way around. They could.
oh, every time Toronto or
Yeah.
Boston picked, you would know. Trust me.
Yeah.
I mean, shit,
Oh,
Montreal.
I love booing the Leafs too.
Mhm.
That was fun.
Oh, and then Batman like giving the shies like you guys are getting
You guys are
tired.
getting tired, and then
Now I have a trade you it now.
I know. Like again, we always rag on Gary Bettman, but he knows how to play the crowd.
He can
well.
play. He
Yeah.
plays the he plays the bad guy well.
Yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say.
definitely.
He, like Adele does it too sometimes like
Yeah.
that, which is funny. Like, still a piece of shit lawyer, but
Yeah, he knows how to play the crowd well. I will say that.
oh yeah, it's so funny. He literally sat there for like a minute and didn't say anything. Everyone was just booing him. It was so funny. He was just waiting. He was. He's like, I'll wait. I'll wait. Like a fucking teacher, and his kids getting out of fucking settle down. And then like there were a couple surprises. Like I think Christian Kyrou got drafted by a division rival.
Dude,
with his brother.
Jordan Kyrou was there too.
Chris Letang was there with his new contract last night.
He signed the contract on the floor, didn't he?
Edward Vlasic made a pick,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, later because he was on the draft floor.
Yeah.
Danny Briere was at the fucking
Yeah.
draft.
It's funny because like like we knew March St. Louis came out. I was watching back the pick on like Sportsnet. Like Vinny LeCavalier was there too.
Yeah, we just didn't even recognize it because we were just in the moment.
No,
we were on TV.
man.
We probably would have saw it, but
definitely.
Not a beer moment.
Another beer. Not suicidal intentions that time.
Jesus Christ. Oh man, that was funny. It was a good night too because there was actually a surprising amount of different fans there. Like I just remember getting up at one point. There was just a couple with a bunch of
what did we do? We counted all like the jerseys.
We got up to at least half the league.
There must have there was like a good variance there.
Also, felt bad for the people wearing Shane Wright Habs jerseys.
Oh,
that's tough. That's tough.
What is it? Images that precede unfortunate
events. I saw at least 2 of them. Like, that was not good. The Devils fan. That was funny when we walked in.
Yeah, the Devils fan.
That should have been you! Just like yelling at the guy. Because he's like, I feel bad for you. I was like, no, I feel bad for you.
Yeah. And remember the Habs fans behind us where we like told him about the Kirby Duck trade? He's like, "You're getting a good one." He's like, "Oh yeah, what position does he play?" And he's like, "Center." He's like, "Oh yeah."
He thought Doc played defense at first.
Yeah, and then he's like, "He plays good defense. He's a good 2-week center." He's like, "Yeah." How old is he? 21. Yeah, pretty good, man.
Yeah, the English-French barrier was broken sometimes, but not all the time.
No.
Let's just put it that way.
Again, that's what's so cool about Montreal. Like. Again, like we've had some not troubles, but like there's been like some misunderstandings.
Hiccups.
Yeah, hiccups. That's a great way to put it. But like it's been nice hearing that, and like also again like going back to early, like the people that can transition between English and French. Like
the workers.
The guy who was
every like employee that we've met so far in the strip has been super.
Yeah, I don't know. I could never be able to do that.
Dude, because like. Like we sound like a bunch of morons probably these people.
I saw the Pete Blackbird tweet where it's like, oh, these guys sound so fancy, like speaking 2 languages, and there should be like, a beer. Which, by the way, we met Pete Blackbird.
That was so funny. It looked like he was being held at gunpoint.
Yeah. He's like,
can I leave now? I just want to say hi.
Yeah, he's like, can I leave?
And like Dave Fisher walked up, Kevin Shovel-Day-Off clone.
Literally, I thought it was Kevin Shovel-Day-Off.
He looks just like him.
I'm pretty sure the podcast I talked to Emily, I'm like, is that Kevin Shovel-Day-Off?
Saw Dregs on the phone before he was.
Yeah, I briefly saw.
I think that was about the Fleury stuff.
Yeah.
Like right as that was about to break. It was also just really funny because like Emily Kaplan kind of like off the record told us like a bunch of shit and then just immediately tweeted all of it afterwards.
She definitely like that's the thing with Emily Kaplan. Like I didn't want to just go into it and be like,
no, we're not gonna
tell us this, tell us this, tell us now.
Tell us now.
Yeah.
No,
who's going first overall? Please tell us. Where's the draft?
Us.
Where's Alex to break it? Tell us now.
It was just so cool because like there's just so many like she would brought it up. It was just like if you're a fan of hockey, this is just like it's like a Where's Waldo event in the hotel because you just see so many execs walk by every couple seconds.
Did I bring this up? I saw David Poile walking by.
Yeah, you saw David Poile last night, for God's sake. Like, you saw David Poile. I was on a fucking flight with Danny Wirtz on the way here and Jamie Faulkner. Yeah. Like, it's like they're littered all over the place. Shane Wright's agent walked by us. Like,
and then Emily's like, which he doesn't even know that he's going, like, what?
Doesn't know he's going to the Kraken. He doesn't know he's going to be a crackhead. Who knows?
My man doesn't know he's becoming a
My man, Blood doesn't know he's going to the crack house. Oh, jeez. It does suck that Shane Wright's not going to be in the 1, 2, 3 pick, though. Because like that tweet where it was like, can't wait till this is right, Slavkovsky.
And it was funny because it was the 2019 one with because I'm pretty sure that was the last one.
And 2 of those players are going to be traded by the end of the summer.
Yeah, one of them already is. Yeah.
One of the other one's going to be a Blackhawk.
Yes, sir.
Oh, jeez, poor Kako. He's so gone.
For Connor Murphy.
Kako for Shifley. Chills.
Oh
man,
so much fucking. Dude.
Oh, dude, it's like the more I think about it, there's just so many funny stories to talk about and stuff. Like,
dude, we're gonna be able to tell our grandkids about this.
Oh yeah, it was just so much happening, and like it's like I don't want to say like this, but it's a good people watching area because like you just see so much happening, and like we saw different GMs walking table to table, like. We had our Mikey Stevens when we were just like, okay, I see San Jose and freaking Nat or it was Nashville. I saw them walk up and talk for a second, and then Luke Covington got traded like 10 minutes later. So there was that. What else? I guess I'm kind of surprised that like a guy like Jeff Petrie didn't move. The draft.
I'm surprised the draft was amazing, but I was surprised there wasn't more trades. Like the Blackhawks and the Habs held up their other things, but like
in Arizona, so they moved up.
Yeah, that's true. But like just from like a player movement.
Oh no big names really. No. Like I mean, besides like Fiala before the draft, Brinkett. I don't even know who else I'd probably throw in there. Like to be honest, I don't know. Doc, I guess, just because he's a prospect.
Yeah.
Romanov, just because he's a
former third overall pick. Kirby Doc. Like that's not nothing.
It's not nothing,
Yeah.
but I don't know, man. Like, what else are there talking about in the draft? I'm trying to think if there's any other stories we missed. I saw Chris Weidman doing a signing this morning.
Oh yeah.
That was funny. We just see a line. I'm like, who's signing
Mhm.
stuff? And it's Chris Weidman. And we joked like 10 seconds earlier. I was like, why does Chris Weidman have a portrait on the club?
Yeah.
That's why.
Hey, you know what? Luke Richardson made it. I remember like hearing an interview with Luke Richardson, and like he talked about like Chris Weidman and like how he went through the steps of like becoming an NHL player and how it took like a long time and it was a lot of hard things. Like
Luke Richardson's gonna make fucking Caleb Jones elite. I can't wait. Like, I'm kidding, but you know what I mean. He's gonna make him a decent puck mover.
that can play defense maybe adequately.
Maybe he plays defense once a game. I don't know. We'll see.
Be an improvement.
Yeah, I don't know what else to talk about though.
No, let's take a look at the notes.
Because I mean, like, it was a busy weekend. But like, I don't really want to talk about the Blackhawks anymore. So we'll go in circles.
Like if you talk about like from what's happening, like what else? Like if you talk about the draft for the Blackhawks, I love it.
Not talking about the
but
trades.
anything else like transaction related or what might happen. No.
Like Strom and Kubalik are not going to get
Yeah,
re-signed.
not really.
That's not surprising.
Yeah.
I
We knew it was
laughed
gonna
at when they said
happen,
Dylan Strom's worth $7 million at market value. That's not happening.
That's gonna be like one of those like evolving.
Oh, it
things.
was. It was.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's the ones where like they rate it based on like how they compare to everyone else and like his age and stuff. Because like he's only like 24, 25, something like. I think he's 25. But,
I think he goes to Ottawa.
nah, I think it's Toronto. He's literally been hanging out in Toronto all summer. Like,
He was at a Blue Jays game.
no, it's because he named his dog Benny. He's going to the Jets.
Benny and the Jets.
Benny. Also, music choice was elite at the draft. I can't say that much. There was one point today where Pierce and I were just like vibing to the in-between pick.
Yeah.
For, like
it was like Viva La Vida. There was like Everlong. There was
Nickelback.
There was Nickelback when Ottawa was playing.
Pierre.
Get freaking Pierre'd.
Oh my god.
That's gonna be the name of the podcast, by the way.
It has to be Get Frickin' Pierre. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We got Pierre. We got frickin' Pierre.
Oh, by the way, we did not bring this up. The Matt Murray trade that he nixed.
Matt Murray is literally a Hall of Famer in Ottawa. Holy shit. They almost traded Matt Murray and the 7th overall pick for the 16th overall pick?
Yeah, and retained salary on him, too.
Matt Murray's a god. Holy shit. Just retire now.
They need to build a statue for him.
Dude, like, that is genuinely, like franchise saving. Like, you just, instead of trading Matt Murray's rights, you're going to get Alex DeBrincat now. And then probably get something when you trade Matt Murray later on.
Yeah. And apparently, like...
Also, I don't get why the Hawks didn't take Murray back in that deal.
I don't know.
I don't get that, to be honest.
I mean, they wouldn't have got Mrazek moved up.
Because then you could have got more if you took Murray back.
Yeah.
You maybe could have got the fucking JVD or Shane Pinto.
Yeah.
Like, great.
Hey, Shane Pinto gave up his numbers for Alex DeBrincat.
Yeah, because he should have been a fucking Blackhawk. Jesus.
He's like, I count my blessings. I know I should.
Yeah, but the Ottawa fans are right at the end of the day. He's an untouchable. Fucking hell. Hate it here.
They knew what they wanted.
I guess we could maybe segue into free agency a little, or
Yeah.
what do you want to segue into?
I don't really know what to do. Like, there's still so much up in the air. Like
Johnny Gaudreau still might sign.
Calgary's very interesting because they gotta get Gaudreau done. Like that's their number one priority.
They immediately shut down any Kachuk trade. Remember?
Yeah, did you like? I think it was Kevin Weeks and like Bucci Gross. Like they're trying to make some fun, and then it's just like Ellie for like no, it's not happening. And then it's like Frick Terrible, like no, not happening. Then, like,
yeah, can the girls stop fighting for the love of God?
Like, God damn it, Kevin Weeks. I love Kevin Weeks.
Kevin Weeks gets dunked on every time he fucks up. I'm gonna start dunking on Sarah Wally every time he fucks up, honestly, because it's ridiculous. Like that shit gets so annoying. Like, oh my god, no, he's actually not right. That's not happening yet.
He was right about the Fleury thing though. Like
he was 100% right.
And he like it was like no, it's not
nope,
wrong.
It's not happening yet. Still fluid.
Yeah.
Fucking. Like I get it. It's like clickbait industry.
Yeah,
like, you lost the race this time.
Yeah, I know you want to get it right, but like I don't think it's that serious. It's that serious.
It's not that deep, pal. It's not.
Like Kevin Weeks, that's something like that. He's just trying to have fun. Like I feel most of the other insiders are like quite like bland and still like we're just like blah blah blah. But fucking Kevin Weeks wore like a garbage bag on his not a garbage bag, but like a garbage can on his head, and like be like the Toronto Maple Leafs have acquired blah 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 blah. You know, like, ugh.
Jesse's wearing a suit.
fucking. We didn't get to see them.
Nah,
It's
all right.
whatever. Maybe next year. That's the thing. Like Montreal's great, but I feel like the next time, wherever the draft will be next, I think we can make it better. You know, like trial and error. I had a great time, but like, it'll be an even better time. Not only that, like we'll hopefully have Jimmy next time too. But yeah, like Calgary's to me is a team to watch in free agency.
Colorado, apparently, like they're getting close to that Minchushin extension.
Good.
Which will be interesting. Yeah.
Good.
Philly, New Jersey, obviously, like Emily Kaplan's state of New Jersey is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, they didn't make that huge trade on the floor because they kept their pick, obviously, but they could still be a team.
They still got capped. They're still going to be big game hunting. Got to imagine they're in on Gaudreau and them. Can't wait until they get Mason Marchman a 7x7.
The Hunters League contract, baby.
Can't fucking wait.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm praying on New Jersey's downfall now. I don't care. Y'all should have made that trade, you fucking losers.
Y'all are dead to me.
I'm serious, bro. Like, way to go get Vanacek and be stagnant, you idiots. Jeez. They're in a stacked Metropolitan division and, like, just decided to, like, yeah, whatever. Not my team. Don't care. Besides them, Dallas is going to be interesting because apparently they want to add a forward.
Yeah, Klingberg's going to test the market, too.
Oh, Klingberg. Imagine Klingberg goes, like, Seattle. That'd be nice. I've been saying that for a while, but, like, that's the kind of fucking defensive talent they need on that back end.
Yeah.
LA still got some room, and they said they aren't done.
Ottawa,
Giroux.
Yeah.
Edmonton's got like $20 million now with Keith retired.
Yeah, Keith.
Now they're gonna waste it all on Tyson Barrie.
Oh no, Nikita's in the rough.
Because this is wants a 5x4.
Yeah.
Whatever. Fucking
He's gonna stay in Alberta.
I love that. Honestly, Battle of Mike Smith moment goes from Calgary to fucking. Why do they love doing that? Like they go from Calgary to Edmonton. Like James Neal did it. Like
they just realized Edmonton's better. Yeah.
Vancouver's gonna be interesting because like
we're the capital city.
We're the capital.
Yeah.
I guess player specific Malkin.
Yeah.
Because
Pittsburgh got the Letang. You know, which by the way, I mean, good that they kept him, but still 6 years.
Dude, if I'm Seattle, I'm throwing 10 on Malkin right now. For one.
Ooh.
You want to make sure Beniers turns into a stud. You want to make sure Shane Wright turns into a stud. Have him learn off the beginning Malkin for a season. Too bad he's going to sign League Ben in Tampa. Or that's going to be Colorado's answer at 2C. God damn it.
And Phil Kessel's going to join him.
Let's go! I want Phil Kessel to be on the
We brought this up to Emily Cap. You brought that up to Emily Cap. Where it was like Phil Kessel to Tampa Bay and be like, and she like laughed at that. Like she thought that was awesome.
Like it makes too much sense. He's not going to sign it like $6 million. Like he could. Yeah. It depends on what he wants. Honestly, he could be just.
He can do whatever.
He could just be like, "Fuck it, give me a 6-year deal. I'll chill on the island. I don't care."
He can do whatever the fuck. He's Phil Kessel. He's a two-time.
He'd probably be like, "I like playing in front of 3,000 people. Less eyes on the product."
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what they will Phil Kessel.
Also, when they announced Arizona and Arizona State College, and everyone booed Arizona out the fucking building for that shit. I'm so happy about that. It's like they're like trying to like shout out all their sponsors and stuff. And it's just like, get off the stage.
That had to have been a troll.
Oh no, they have to do that shit. Probably they're probably contractually obligated because they. Well, how else are they gonna fucking get goodwill in Tempe?
Yeah.
Like Arizona's a shit show, man.
No, but after a quarter century, we might figure it out.
We might make another conference final. Fun times. Yeah. But they have Dylan Genther.
Yeah, who's a player apparently.
Besides that, though, I mean, what's we want to talk about?
I do want to end this up on a positive note because one, we kind of touched on it earlier, but Mike Greer, the first black GM in NHL history, we always say this first, but not the last. It took fucking 100 years, but you know what? It's a start.
And the big thing with the Greers that I don't know if you knew this, but like their whole family worked in like NFL management and stuff. So like it's nice to get a different he was an NHL player, but like he comes from a background that has
exactly like a different perspective. Like
it's almost like Jeff Greenberg in a way. Like I don't mind that just because they got a new opinion on the product. Yeah. Like need a little more of that in the sport. Yeah. So I don't mind that. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be fresh eyes, and like I like the moves he made at the draft day, like getting more picks, trading down, utilizing your space, which is apparently what he wants to do. He got Luke Cunnin, pretty decent bottom sixer. Good first week for Mike Greer, I'd say.
And a tough one too.
Coming into the draft,
you got hired. Yeah, you got hired right before the draft. You got to hire a head coach.
Still got to get a coach.
You got all these bad contracts on the team. It's
just extended hurdle 8 fucking years.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot to deal with, but like, I think it's fucking awesome that he got the job.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure.
And more women in the sports.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Haley Wickenheiser got promoted to assistant GM to Toronto alongside of like pretty much everyone else. It felt like, awesome. Like Haley Wickenheiser, when you look at like her resume, like not only is like a hockey player, like she's a doctor too. Like I think she's done other stuff too. I feel bad that I don't know like well, but like you look at her like resume, and I don't think not many other people on planet Earth have like the resume that she has. I think that's awesome.
Oh yeah. It was a great hire by them, 100%.
Yeah, like she's been with the organization for a few years now, but like now to be in the front office, like as an assistant GM,
sign of the times, that's for sure.
Kate Manneq, that was another good thing about the draft. Kate Manneq made the New Jersey pick.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she was trying to do it in French at one point too.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. Jessica Campbell is the first AHL coach. Like she became an assistant with the Coachella Valley Birds. I think that's the
fucking awesome name, by the way.
Yeah,
the fact that Seattle's AHL teams in Coachella
that
is awesome.
That's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure Dad Bills was the head coach there too.
And they're gonna have some good prospects in Coachella too going through the years. Like Vili Autobahn.
And then Emily Engelnetsky, I think that's how you say her name, is Washington's video head coach. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, she's like the first like NHL like female coach, woman coach.
It's just awesome. It's good to see those changes finally start coming.
Again, like as much as we shit out like the NHL, like it's so slow, but when change change is slowly happening, and when you see stuff like that, it's so promising. I'm so glad we got to see that this week.
100%.
Mm-hmm. Again, I want to end it off on a positive note.
Oh
I think that was a positive.
It was a great week overall.
Yeah,
I mean, like I guess a couple of big hiccups like the fucking trade, but you know, overall,
and the traffic and the Rogers going down,
and my fucking debit card not working in Canada, and then we go to the bank and the bank's permanently closed. I should have definitely went to the currency exchange.
That's not French Canada. I like French Canada.
But like I said, trial and error. Trial and error. Also, hopefully Rogers is like literally. I'm pretty sure my phone service was on Bell at one point for like 2 seconds, and then went back to Rogers.
Maybe it just like caught mine because I'm with Bell. Had to represent Bell.
My man would be copycatting.
Yeah.
But overall it's been a great week. And, definitely got to do this again next year.
I'm more than down to do next year. We're just gonna
go earlier so we can get more interviews this
time. Exactly, because we were supposed to have more.
Networking.
Yeah, we were supposed to have more interviews this year, but we were only here for 3 days. We wrapped on the Wednesday. Like a lot of them was gonna be Monday, Tuesday. So I feel like if we arrive earlier in the week, we can do more, and we'll do that next year. Okay, trial and error.
100%.
Yeah. Well, we did an interview with Will Scouch. Check that out. We talked about the draft. It'll be interesting to listen to it now.
Oh yeah,
with the draft going out.
He's really high on Lambert. I'm curious to hear his thoughts on him dropping a 30. Because I didn't think he was going to drop that low.
Maybe get him on. I don't know.
Later in the summer or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Can ask him what he thinks of the prospects.
Mm-hmm. Emily Kaplan was a great interview. She was the only person that we got to do an interview. She's the best. She really is.
It was awesome. Like we got there and she was just like, "Oh yeah, come upstairs. I have my podcasting corner." Basically.
Yeah. Because she was telling me she was like doing the interviews with like TV networks, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna walk over to your guy." Like that's so fucking cool.
And like obviously like she was having conversations with people. Then she was like kind enough to like introduce us, like in the conversation. Like
she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing this podcast with these Blackhawks." Yeah, like
and I mean, I got to introduce.
She complimented my shoes, and the best thing of the trip so far is she called me a respectful pest.
Oh yeah, she called you a respectful pest. Oh, that was awesome, and she got her bagels finally.
Yeah, I did see that.
Awesome stuff. Awesome
shit, dude.
Yeah, it's been a really cool trip though. Like it's definitely one I'm never gonna forget.
I'm gonna be able to tell my grandchildren about that.
Dude, we definitely saw a piece of Blackhawks history for good or bad yesterday.
For better or for worse. That we shall find out.
Yep. Only time will tell.
Yeah, exactly. So no, it was fucking great meeting you too, dude. Like dude, I've had so much fun. There's like sometimes like we always have fun. We're doing the podcast, but like part of me is like meeting in like person.
It's different. We're not shooting the shit watching sausage party. Like
I was like, part of me is like, what if this goes awkward? It was not. It's
not
fucking
awkward.
So much of
fun. The beat.
Like, exactly.
And like that's how it was in Jimmy and I met the first time too. We were nervous, like, oh, we're not gonna like talk and shit. And it's like, dude, it's It's the same shit
We
as
hit
when
it
we've been
off,
talking
yeah.
for years. It's just,
Exactly.
instead of texting, we could just sit and say, well, fuck that trade.
Yeah, it's like so many like parts of this trip where I'm like, this isn't happening. Like first getting on the airplane for the first time, like I'm like, this is not happening.
You've never been on a plane.
Yeah, I've never been
before.
on an airplane. 21 have never been on an airplane, but this again,
First
first
time
time, not
ever.
last time. Yeah,
Let's go.
the lady beside me said I did a great job.
You had your Curtis from Alberta.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And I got to meet you. I'm like, I saw you when I saw you got out of the car, like, the Uber. I'm like, oh, this is not fucking real. Like, yeah. And then Emily Kaplan, I met her. I'm like, I saw her walking over. I'm like, this is not fucking real.
I just remember, like, you were like, what time are you going to get here? And I was like, oh, yeah, I should be there in like 20 minutes. And then we didn't know how like crazy Montreal traffic is. And Pierce, I was like, you were like, I'll wait till you get here. I was like, dude,
Thank God I did not do that.
Just go order the food.
Yeah.
And then you text me with you're like, you almost here? I was like, dude, we're in bumper to bumper traffic. I do not know when we're going to fucking get here. But like, that's the thing. Like, I've just never seen a city designed like Montreal, I guess. So, like, that's why it's a little surprising to me because I don't know how to put it. Like, I told you, like, in Tampa, like, it's
definitely Denver.
I gave a lot of shit to Tampa for construction, but the way it's set up now is super smooth. And, like, it's not a biggest. Like you said with Montreal, it's very narrow.
Yeah, it
and,
is.
like, it's an old city.
Yeah.
But, like, the architecture here is beautiful. Like, we
gorgeous.
saw Notre Dame today,
Yeah.
and holy shit, that's like breathtaking. Like we walked around the corner, I was like, wonder if you're gonna like notice this thing. It's like, yep, that is a big ass building.
Oh, yeah.
And like that, there was like that big statue in front with the fountain, and like there's a lot of art. There was a Comic-Con event going on this weekend.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We saw like a bunch of like cosplayers.
Saw some dude with Luke and Grogu.
Yeah, saw
Pierce walked right by
Winter
Bucky.
Soldier.
Pierce literally walked right by a dude putting on his metal arm as Bucky. And I was like, yo, did you see Bucky gearing up in the bathroom? You were like, what? And I was just like,
I remember, I remember I looked down, I'm like, yeah, I did. Fuck, I did. I forgot.
And then we saw the lady dressed up as Luke, and she had like a fucking awesome, like same haircut, had the Grogu on the back, lightsaber, like same outfit.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't know there was a Comic-Con there. We were going to get lunch today.
Yeah, Burger King.
Yeah,
we're just like, we need something to eat.
We just need something to eat. We walked in, and I just I saw some dude in like a full Naruto outfit. I was like, okay, we're just gonna pretend, like, I guess that's normal. And then I
saw Goku.
Oh, yeah. And then like the cat ears, and I was just like, oh yeah, we're definitely at a convention.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a very cool experience.
Dude, I got like the fourth time, like where I'm like, pinch me. I must be dreaming. Like walking on into the draft, like with all the people, like the atmosphere, like seeing all the NHL GMs stage. Oh,
that first like time they step up and the crowd went nuts when we walked up. I was like, I was like, this is so fucking cool.
I got goosebumps. Call me Travis Scott.
Bossy.
Yeah, no, like we always talk about teams like Toronto as the center of the universe. Like
Montreal.
I think that's the truth.
It just tells me how much we were robbed when Montreal was in the Cup final last year. They didn't have fans in the stands.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
What do they say? 1,000 can feel like 10,000 or something.
500 can feel like 5 million.
Yes, sir. But and then the last moment, I'm like, that like it's like a pinch me moment, and I think about like every hour. I'm like, holy shit, that happened. Frank Nazar.
Dude, the whole trade.
yeah.
For like an hour in the draft, at the draft, Pierce and I just kept looking at each other like, they just traded Kirby Dach for the 13th overall pick. Dude, they didn't really sit.
Dude, that's more weird to me that Kirby Dach is the Montreal Canadiens than DeBrincat being a senator. Yeah, like, and all that. Yeah.
That shocks me more. Like the fact that they got. I don't know how you can get less for DeBrincat and more than I would expect for Dach, but whatever. We're gonna move on.
Sometimes you just gotta move on. And
at the end of the day, what was Lou Lambs thinking?
Yeah, that's what I got back.
My boy Lou Lambs.
But Montreal, great city.
It's been real.
Yeah, draft recommend. Like if you're listening and
gotta go. It's an experience.
It's totally worth it.
It's such a different experience of like any sporting event I've ever been to, and I've had the privilege of going to some crazy shit. Like, there's nothing like that atmosphere in there, and especially since Montreal had the first overall pick, like you're not gonna see like
even like when they picked Machar. Like,
they were going nuts today in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
Like
like when
they picked Owen Beck.
Yeah, Owen Beck, they were going nuts. Same with Lane Hudson. I forget who else they picked, but
whoever the third round pick was, they were going pretty crazy for too. Mm-hmm. But just a cool experience overall.
Exactly. I don't really have anything else to say. I think that's the perfect way to end things off.
Hell yeah.
Free agent. We're gonna be doing. What's your schedule looking like on Wednesday?
I think I have a night game, so if we record during.
Oh yeah, because we're gonna do a live stream free agency, but it'll be during the day.
Oh yeah, that'll be perfect then. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do.
It opens at like 11 my time, 10 your time. So.
Yeah. I don't.
The trades will be coming in all morning, or the signings will be already coming in too, because you know how they are. They're like, oh, well, I knew this is gonna go through.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. We'll definitely do a podcast before.
Probably do one after free agency.
Yeah, definitely before free agency and definitely after free agency. But I don't know if I brought this up, but we're gonna be doing one podcast a week from now on. Like obviously once it hits trade deadline and stuff, and then there's like a piece of
if there's like an emergency thing that happens, like if another Alex DeBrincat trade happens, we will do a podcast. But I think for the sake of our fans and the sake of our mental health, we do not want to do two shows for everyone when they're losing 60.
Yeah, because I just feel like a lot of I love doing the podcast, but I just feel like a lot of the times this season felt repetitive. But like,
I mean, we could brainstorm some ideas. I mean, like
what I've been thinking is maybe we could live stream more games too.
I was gonna say that, or like maybe we do like a podcast that's like a podcast, and then we try to get like an interview every like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah,
something like that, or like. Try to like broaden what we're covering a little more, so like we don't have to just hone in on the Blackhawks lost 7-2 tonight.
Yeah, exactly. that's the whole goal of this podcast. Like we're obviously Blackhawks fan, but like we've always tried to get like different voices on and
try to cover as many different teams as possible because not everyone's Blackhawk fans at the end of the day.
We are not all Blackhawks fans, and thankfully not because that would be hell. But yeah, like I remember when Emily said it, like the hockey Twitter community, like the hockey community is so cool, like that we can meet on Twitter. You and I can meet on Twitter almost 5 years later, and we're at the fucking draft interviewing her. So yeah,
it's crazy stuff.
Crazy shit indeed. So thank you for tuning into this. We had a fucking blast in Montreal.
Hope you guys enjoyed the recordings that we got.
Yeah. Give us a 5-star review, please.
Or give us a 1-star and tell us how much of a stinky poopy butt face.
Stinky McPoopy.
I would love to reply with a kissy face when you do that, please.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I think that's all I gotta say. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. And I have to awkwardly lean in and end the broadcast now. Peace out, y'all.